We're all recording now. Okay, cool. Hey, we're gonna do a look that is inspired by. It's the look that I did for the healing scene in Pink Elephant for Julie. We're gonna do like kind of a cooler version, like a better version, because not only have I gotten kind of better at this, but also Julie wouldn't have done something super elaborate because she was a volunteer, and when I was a volunteer, we just lived in those bunks. I lived out of a backpack. There are no mirrors, there's not a lot of room to operate, so it would have been done with what we actually did it with, which was drugstore makeup, just New Orleans black and gold. The idea was that she was gonna be wearing a mask, but I was noticing that people with, especially people with like lighter complexions, when they put on like the masks, their eyes don't look that dynamic because you can see how pale their skin was. So I was going to need to like darken, and I wanted to do the gold. As long as we're doing dirty gold, she is going to take off her mask so she can speak at some parts of the movie. So I want to do a look that looks good with the mask on and with the mask off. We're just gonna do this over this everyday look that I already did. When I did this for the movie, I did not design it. I just winged it, and I was just like, whatever ends up on Julie's face is what we're committing to and what I'm gonna have to recreate for every other scene. So the healing scene was my absolute favorite scene to shoot. It was kind of the scene that I wrote the entire movie around. I'm just gonna do like big chunky circle eyes. That's what we had on her. It was a story about self-righteousness and the power of intention and someone haphazardly using alcohol. When I wrote the movie, the only thing I had to jump off of was that I knew that I wanted to have religious themes. What if there was someone that kind of accidentally started a religion or got so self-righteous that it got a little culty, but I gave her double eyebrows. I don't remember why I did that. This is funny. I was proud of this one. It went... Just kidding. I'm glad this comes off super easy because I did the wrong side of my face. Check these earrings out that I found. I was looking everywhere for something that would go with this mask. Freaking out about these. And I'm gonna figure out what to do with these. I found these in the craft store and I was just like, those match the mask super good. I'm gonna stick them on my face and see if that's good, because I feel like it'll add a bit more precision and pop. Because basically this was just a really muddy look. It's kind of chaotic, completely eyeshadow look, and we're just gonna make it a little cooler. Glad I get to just make up my own rules. Sick. Totally gonna just use that as a stencil. So the supernatural stuff in Pink Elephant and why the thing they conjure in this scene is a pink elephant was based off of two things that actually really did happen to me. This is totally what Julie would have done, just like whatever. Super muddy. When I was like 19, 20, 21, I lived with a very troubled friend. One time he was out and he called me to come pick him up before the cops came and got him again. And I was like, where the fuck are you? I found him, and it had turned out that he was so drunk that he forgot that we had moved like a month earlier. And when I brought him home, he kept talking about someone like he thought he was being followed. I was like, are you talking about the cops? Who are you talking about? I kept asking him what else he was on. I was like, there's no way. This paranoia is just coming from alcohol. But he was on probation and he had to do a piss test every week, so I was watching him pretty closely. I was like, that's just alcohol. He was suggesting that we walk around the neighborhood so they didn't know where we lived. I did not have gold foil back when I made the movie, but I'm super into it now, so. Then when I moved to New Orleans and I was volunteering, I met another volunteer there that was not volunteering, so to speak. He was there because he had gotten out of prison, and part of his agreement with the court was that he was gonna do some really long-term community service. One day I was hanging out with some other volunteers on the levees. It's exactly where we shot the levees scenes. He was obviously very, very drunk. Everybody was partying. Everybody was drunk. and it didn't seem that weird until he started flipping out. Very, very paranoid, much like my friend in college had been. Somebody started asking him, what are you talking about? Like, who's following you? Because he was talking like there was someone else there that none of us could see. Somebody who knew me kind of blurted out that I could see ghosts because I have a lot of ghost stories. And before I have a chance to even say anything, this dude just turns to me, you can see him too? And I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me? I was like, this is very interesting that two people I know get very paranoid while on a lot of alcohol. They were both people who were very seriously battling their own demons. Anything supernatural being influenced by the occult, I was like, that's what I need to make a movie about. That's super weird. And the Jack London quote, like seeing elephants and blue mice, is seeing a pink elephant is something that drunk people in fable have at least seen. And I was like, all right, if these people are messing with the occult all haphazardly, that's what they'll conjure, is a pink elephant. And they're gonna do it in the most festive, New Orleans looking way. This is way more elaborate than the movie. That's okay. Doing that scene, it really did feel like we stirred something up. Next, to add a more evil pop, since I'm messing with the occult, we're gonna add the pop of some demon lenses. Alright, so Julie had like her hair kind of down like this. I really do feel kind of weird when I wear these and I see myself with them. I feel like I'm a demon or something.